Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Thursday, January 5th, 2023. Got to get used to that. Thursday, January 5th, 2023. Today's it's kind of somber. Of course, we knew it would be, and actually not as somber as I thought because they're letting folks know, but Spencer hasn't found out. And, the hospital staff, they didn't even show them going in. So I don't know if they're going to do that at all. But we had, just a real sad scene situation. We have Nina, Maxie, and Brad trying to go into Britt's hotel room to find a dress, for her burial. And they're just broken down, and they get in there and they find out there's nothing there. All her clothes were gone and everything, and they're like, wait, well, what was going on? And so she said, I know Britt was going to take a vacation, but not enough to clear out everything. And so then they're talking and not understanding how could this happen to her. And so Nina says that the hotel desk said that she had quite a bit of her belongings shipped, I guess, to where she was going to go. And then she had donated a lot to a charity. And so they're like, wait, that almost sounds like she wasn't planning on coming back. Why would she do that? They're trying to figure it out. And finally, Nina says, there's something that I know that it's time for you two to know. So Nina tells them about the Huntingtons and, that she had it and she probably was going to leave to pretty much die alone, right? That's the way it's looking. Nina did not know that in advance. But Brad said, wait, is that why she said she put me in her will and I was her beneficiary for everything? Did she, you know, did she know? Well, she knew that she was going to die eventually, yes. And so what he says, at the hospital, when I worked at the hospital, I saw the effects on Huntington's with patients. And he's like, why didn't she trust me enough to tell me? I would have been there for her through this, through thick and thin to the end. And he goes, because when things were at my worst with the whole baby switch, Britt never left my side, never. Well, of course, Britt did a baby switch herself. So, Brad, no, she wasn't going to leave your side. She was going to stick with you. I mean, she did the same thing, right? But anyway, they were coming to terms with it. And because, trying to find the dress was just too much for Britt to handle. So Nina says, well, listen, the way she left it, she goes, can I trust that you two will find something appropriate for Britt to wear? And they said yes. So they're going to, now look for a dress. And then as par for the two, they're bickering on what kind of dress, where they're going to get it from. It's not going to be something silly. It's going to be, so they got something to bicker on, the classy or whatever they're going to do, sending Britt out in style. So that was nice that they could kind of pick up where they left off with that. And we had, let's see, Felicia goes and tells Cody because Matt couldn't get away. And he was sad to hear about that. Of course he was. We also had, not a whole lot really happened. We had Brett, she's in Britt's office and she was packing up, all of Britt's belongings because she goes, if I couldn't keep my daughter safe, I'm going to keep her belongings safe. And so Austin is like, now you do not have to do that right now, Lisa. Matter of fact, you don't have to do this at all. I'm going to make sure that everything that belongs to the hospital, gets issued back to the hospital. Everything that's personal, Britt's, I'm going to ensure it gets to you. Okay. Austin actually, it's funny, even though they're toying with his dealings with the mob or a criminal organization. Is he good? Is he bad? He's a little bit of both actually, but he's actually pretty he's a rock to a lot of people as far as listening to them. He really is. I kind of like that part of him, that they're giving. We'll see what they do with this. They do need to evolve his character. Thank God they evolved him away from Maxie, because that match did not even look good. But now, see, the Britt match was the best match, but let's see what they do with Austin's character. So he told her that, Obrecht, that, look, take comfort in a suspect they have under constant guard right here at GH for the killings. Well, Obrecht, we all know, she is your worst vengeful. You think Obrecht and Heather Weber? I can't tell you. Almost, look, I'm gonna tell you, my money's on Obrecht. Really? Lizzo can be lethal. And a hurt Lizzo can be something else. So we shall see, because she thinks she walked into the room. It showed her the last scene. She's walking into Esme's room, and Esme's leaning back, playing with her food, tossing her food around, saying, I can't sleep. Can you give me something stronger? And Lizzo looked at her. Yes, that can be arranged. And I'm thinking, whoa! But look at this situation. Look at the chart, Lizzo. Now they're making Esme 7 months pregnant. 7 now. I'm thinking, well, for one, in 7 months, she'd be bigger than she is right now. They really gonna baby bump that up, right? So she couldn't have done it. But then Liesl doesn't know. She's not really thinking how could she have done it, thinking it logically through, because Dante was even saying to Nicholas, okay, Esme may have been able to do, who did she say? To Nick, Ava, do Ava, and I forget who else she said. Maybe Diane. He says, but certainly not Brando, a military. Well, if you're thinking that way, neither could Heather Weber, right? But Esme, 7 months pregnant, is not hooking anybody. That in realistic layman's term, that's what Dante's saying. No, she wouldn't have had the strength. She wouldn't have been able to fight with Britt. She wouldn't have been able to really do Oz, unless she totally caught him by surprise, but definitely not Brando. So they don't believe it's Esme. And bottom line, the timeline for Britt's hooking does not match with Esme being on the Haunted Star, suffering from hypothermia. It does not match. But Liesl doesn't know that. She's not looking at things clearly. She's looking only through her grief. And all you have to do is tell her this is the person. And I'm sure she knows enough about Esme Prince for what she did to Cameron and because of Scott, So we shall see. This is going to be interesting. I honestly believe Martin's going to come back in the room. I really do. Liesl's not going to get an opportunity to hurt Esme. Esme's story is not going to end, right now this way. It's just not going to. And then we had, let's see, what else did we have? That is pretty much it. I mean, it was really all, we've got Ryan and Heather. Heather let him know pretty much she's got a guard friend that looks the other way. And she said, no, I'm going after everybody that has been after me and my daughter, me and mine. She's not saying she didn't do the first one. She's pretty much taking credit for all of them. Now, the only difference is she obviously had a guard in Darkham that looked the other way. So she's got a guard in Spring Ridge that's looking the other way. So, she's getting in and out. But then when Ryan grabbed her arm, she's like, and he goes, what's wrong with you? She goes, I took one for the team. But look, don't we all know this? Gunshot wounds? What normally happens with a gunshot wound? I mean, look at what happened to Dex. You get an infection, right? Let's see if Heather gets an infection, whether it grazed her or not. The bullet didn't go through Dex. It grazed him, right? I mean, did it say it went clean through? No, because Jocelyn only had to stitch up the front part of him. So, he was nicked with that bullet and still got an infection. Let's see if Heather gets an infection behind her bullet wound, because she's going to need some medical attention. She better take a knife and start slicing into her arm, so that when she goes to the little nurse at Spring Ridge, they can't see it was a gunshot wound, but they'll give her some medication and antibiotics for it. But we'll see. We shall see how that works. So Ryan is so crazily obsessed with Ava. He's talking about his family. She goes, we're going to have our family together. He goes, there'll be room, because she found out she's going to be a grandmother for the first time. And she's through the roof, right? And our family will be together again. Me, you, and our daughter. He goes, and Ava? She goes, dream all you want, buddy. Dream all you want. And then she said it again. Then the three of us will finally ever be together. First Ryan was like, look, you have never, our daughter's whole life, ever claimed her or wanted to be with her. But now you do. Oh, okay. So then she goes, no, but we're going to all be together. I'm going to see to it. I'm going to be there for the delivery. I'm going to this, I'm going to that. And he goes, and it'll be the three of us. She goes, you're missing two. She goes, what two? And he looked at her. He goes, Ava and the baby. Oh, yeah, our grandchild. I mean, those two are the craziest, weirdest. He's telling her, you're screwing up with your hook and you didn't even hit the target this time. And she goes, well, you know what? I got to go do it again, because that'll prove it's not our daughter, right? Because Ryan said, no, you need to set this right. And she goes, how? Go and turn yourself in, confess. She's like, no, that is not happening at all. She's thinking, pump your brakes. You never confessed to nothing. I ain't either. Please. She goes, nope, all I got to do is wait for my friendly guard to get back on duty. I'll sneak back out again. I'll get it. I won't miss the next target. And I'm thinking, see, we've got Trina, we've got Spencer. For some reason, she likes Cameron. Even though Cameron testified for Trina, she likes Cameron, so she won't touch Cameron. But we've got Jocelyn, Trina, and Jocelyn and Trina and Spencer. Ava's walking around again. She might hook her up again. What we got. But no, Ava is vengeance on fire. Look, she ain't stupid enough to touch Ava, because Ava will just take her out this time. Ava's mad at the world. So anyway, let's go to Comment Corner. We've got quite a few comments for me to breeze right through. Eduardo says, good looking people are hot for soaps, are guaranteed not for long as their careers advances. Gonna miss Kelly. Deidre says Esme is faking her memory loss. I think she is, to a point. I think things are foggy. She recognized Kevin, but really she recognized her father, right? Lisa says, I hope that Austin somehow saved Britt. Nah, he didn't. Maybe she fell into a coma and is recuperating somewhere. Susan says, she was somebody's wife on Station 19. I'm still waiting for Station 19 and Grey's Anatomy to come back in the spring. Oh, okay, so she's somebody's wife. And then Susan also said, Britt told them there was someone else, but they left. They did not find the hook. They did find the hook on the ground. I'm wondering if Britt didn't realize she was hooked, or that the hook went through her bag and scratched her until later. I know. She didn't want to suffer through Huntington's disease either, which is so true. Heather still had a mask and would have likely worn long sleeves. They wouldn't know that Heather was shot or grazed. Yes, Dex knew he hit Heather in the arm because that's when she was hit and she dropped the hook. He knew he hit her. I'm just surprised there was no blood. He just said, look, either the bullet is still in her or it went through, to the water. Let's see. If the baby was if it was Spencer's baby, it would have been born already. That is so true. That is, he has not been intimate with Esme for over a year before he went to Spring Ridge. Definitely, it hasn't been a year. He went to Spring Ridge in September. I would say when it came out that Trina might be the one that posted the video, he wasn't with Esme nowhere near since then. Trina, when she saw him, she was, let's see, it had been a while. Remember, they had split even well before that because he was suspecting her. He was trying to catch her up and she was trying to get him to sleep with her and he wouldn't. So it's been a long, long time. I would say since last April that he last slept with Esme. So yeah. And then Sheila says, yes, I think there was another hook. It was taller. They've done a lot of trickery with the different people that were really playing the hook, because let's face it, there have been many of them that stand-ins that we couldn't see. To me, bad casting. Joss and Sheila says Joss and Cam start drifting apart after he didn't confide in her when he and Spencer were trying to trap Ava. And look at how condescending she was with that. You didn't tell me? Oh, I couldn't control you not being mad at Spencer. Jocelyn, get out of here. And Rita says Rory didn't make it, so there is doubt that whether she would have made it or not. I think it also depends too on how deep that hook gets into you, with the poison. Because Diane, it went pretty deep, but they got to Diane in time. Britt was nicked. So it was going to have to take more time for the poison to get truly into her system. It really was. So let's see. Sherry says, I am much more angry at Josh for leaving Britt alone. Dex could have gone on his way and and she could have stuck around for Britt. Britt saved her life, for goodness sakes. That is 100% true. Josh did not need to go get medical attention. Jocelyn was a very integral part in this whole plan. She should have stayed there for the police. If they would have known that Britt saved her. They just could have left Dex out of it, that they fought the hook off, the hook dropped the hook, the hooker dropped the hook and ran off, and they couldn't run after the hook. But the fact that Jocelyn got taken out of the equation is so wrong for the police investigation, 100% wrong. I agree with that. I don't like that part. And then Sandy says, I wish they would have left the door open for Britt to come back in the future. Britt knew she had been hooked and poisoned. And then Ruth says, I guess she referred to a movie that's Ava's version of being really pissed off that she is. And then Britt also says that if they found out that Ruth was the one who hooked her daughter, Lisa would just be all over it. You're right, Lisa. Whoa, that would be a reckoning. And then Ruth says, now that Jocelyn and Dex I guess, got busy on his couch ringing in the new year, that's not bad enough that Cameron's found out after the fact. Oh, that Cameron found out after the fact. Jocelyn is just like her mother. And then Ruth, I'm gonna skip down because we've got a ton of comments here. Cindy says Cam needs time to process this romantic split. I don't think, well, I do think in time they'll find their way back to their friendship because of their long history together as friends. But it will take time to process. Now, Joss told Dex after they slept together that she didn't want to be involved with him further because he's one of Sonny's guys. And yeah, that was a little naive, immature, emotional blackmail that's not going to work. I don't know if the passion they shared will change that, but that's what she told him. Jocelyn's going to 100% be the one to change and give in because Dex is not about to quit. Period. 100%. It's not going to happen. Jason loves Sam, and he wasn't quitting the business, even though Sam never really asked him to quit the business. You know, Robin was the goody two shoes one, and Jason didn't quit the business for Robin. You know, Sam was really by his side. Sam changed her whole wardrobe to all black with a leather jacket. She's on the back of that bike with Jason. Sam can handle a gun. You know. And then Susan says she needs to protect herself from getting pregnant. So true. Something that Nick, Ellis, and Esme didn't think about. But I wonder if Esme planned to get pregnant. I think she did all along. 100% she was trying to get an ace up her sleeve to break up Nicholas and Ava. And then she goes, now I wouldn't put it past her. And Anna Rihanna says, Britt got an amazing send-off this week. She had a reckoning for herself, delivering a baby that she thought was hard. She fought hard and fierce to save Jocelyn's life. She sure did. She was ready to go. I felt for her mother because no child should go before their parent. Excellent scenes were well done, played well. I think that Esme may really have memory losses. However, at some point, she will fake it. Yeah, she will. At some point, they'll come back and she's going to use it to her advantage. And, you know, look at the way Elizabeth was sneaking around. Like, what do you remember? What do you recall? She's trying to figure out, does she remember anything? Elizabeth, get out of here. You hovering around her is going to make her remember. So remember that, Elizabeth. And then let's see. Well played. Oh, Nicholas, the ladies are coming for you. Josh makes me ill, just ill. Some women are bedroom women, some are couch women. Stop with the tears. You just got off the couch with another man, and he is outside while you're breaking poor Cameron's heart. Josh just went on the side of Nina and Elizabeth. Gotta get to stepping. Thank you for the excellent review. All right, Anna Rihanna. User CP2 says Britt's hooker attacker was right-handed. I would have to watch that again. I didn't notice that. The other hook killers were left-handed. Just because you wrote this comment, I'm gonna look at that scene again today, and I'm gonna see was the hooker right-handed this time. I'm gonna look. Cindy says, I can't tell whether Esme is really has amnesia or not. She has shown herself to be manipulative and a fib teller. Oh, that was nice. She's a liar. Liar. Just a manipulative, calculating, spiteful liar. See, you tell a child that's a good kid, don't tell a fib. You're fibbing. Somebody that's a liar like Esme, call that spade what she is. She's a liar. I'm joking with that. Tom says they should get Cam hooked up with Blaze. Blaze is too old for Cameron. Look, Blaze is definitely too old and too mature for Cameron. Jocelyn matured past Cameron. They both sing and would make a great duo. That would shove it in Joss's face. Ron says the theory that Joss is holding back information to keep her new love from being in trouble but as usual, she's headed for a fall to break up. She was headed for a fall. Yes, she is. And to break up with Cameron that night, I love that night, I love you. Oh, but let's still be friends. Talk was tacky. If Cameron goes off, it will no one would blame him. Dacia says that's why Nicholas didn't want Spencer to live there. He didn't want Victor living there because he knew Esme was holed up there. Yep, that is so true. And Anita said, I was so disappointed in the writers because they decided to let her die. It was very sad. I wish they could have let her walk away, in my opinion, and return occasionally. I do not think Britt knew she got hooked, but who knows? Yeah. But Heather is now the hook. Give General Hospital fans a break. We always kind of thought it was Heather. Esme is faking memory loss. Of course she would. She is cunning and sly like a fox. Oh, you said I love it. Oh, you love that kind of, yeah, you love those villains like Esme. But Nell was worse. I don't know. Who do y'all think was worse, everybody? Let's see this in some comments tomorrow. Do you think Nell was worse or Esme was worse? Which one made the best villain? Let's see. Cameron was only the fill-in after the death for Jocelyn, only a fill-in after the death of Oscar. I always thought that. I never felt she was in love with Cam. He was her teenage pal. I never felt she was truly in love with Cameron either. I really just never did. They were teenage pals. I mean, to me, Cameron and Trina would have made a better couple. But after Jocelyn died, she latched on to Cameron. And Cameron always was just, what do you want to say? There's not attracted to, but there's another word, that he was infatuated with Jocelyn. But truth be told, his biggest infatuation, if you can call a kid's infatuation a big infatuation, was Emma Drake. Emma Drake was both Spencer and Cameron's big infatuation. Jocelyn was younger than all of them, but they just aged Jocelyn up like that, right? Susan says, not until her mother noticed the scratches on her, and then she realized it went through the bag. It would have a bigger wound if not for the bag. So true. Deborah says, remember Dex was the driver of the van. That allowed Heather to get away. Sunny went to Springridge to talk to her about Dex, and she says she could ID him, but Sunny told her she told Sunny she knew exactly what he looked like, and then Sunny told her, no, you better forget that. You don't know what he looked like. And then Heather says, you know what, you're right. My memory is so bad. I can never really place people or faces. And then Susan says, if I remember correctly, Dex was unconscious when Heather disappeared. Heather may only not know what the driver was, or his name. He had a hood on him. I don't think Heather would take the opportunity to go try to peek at the driver. Her main thing is getting away. And then let's see, Michael says, such a sad episode. I don't think Britt knew she was hooked. However, she was ready to go. The police knows Britt wasn't the intended target because she gave the police her eyewitness account. Britt probably told the police a shot was fired at the hook, possibly hitting her. Hopefully they will look for an injured hooker. Poor Cameron, he didn't know it, but he's better off without Carly Jr. Females usually mature faster, but Joss is so too immature for Dex. I agree with you, Michael. She is way too immature for him, and he's too old for her. So what? They got a younger, short guy, but in reality, this guy has to be in his he has to be in his late 20s, early 30s. Remember when Dex was brought onto the show? He was that nurse Amy's brother, Chad or Chet. Chet worked at the gym where Sonny worked. Chet was going away on vacation. Chet vouched for his Navy buddy friend, and then Michael, I guess, knew Chet was going away. Dex. Chet served with Dex. He knew Dex. Dex was definitely older. Now they've tried to make us believe he's not that old, but he is. He is way too old for a 19-year-old. We need to be looking at him a little sideways, folks. Like, wait, huh? What you doing looking at her? You know? He's too old for her. And they're making him all gushy and goo-goo-eyed for her. That's not realistic. Let's see. Let's go down to Anita says, I definitely agree. Susan says she didn't want to deal with the Huntingtons, which is why she wanted to go in peace in her mother's arms. Austin told Liesl that the person who was responsible was in the hospital. Yeah, I know that was yikes. So we shall see, because then we saw Liesl in Britt's lab coat. Look, still with the ID saying Britt Westbrook. I mean, she still got Britt's ID on. Well, look, you can look at the pictures, clearly see that you don't look like that. You're not that doctor that coat belongs to. Let's see. What else are you saying? No. Finally, we find out how Heather got off. Yep, there's a guard that looks the other way. Probably the one who let Spencer go to his mother's grave, which could be true on the anniversary of his mother's death. Now that Esme is in custody, they need to put Heather and Ryan locked in or not in a more secure prison. They definitely do. I really felt that Brad Austin, Maxine, and then Spencer, but Spencer doesn't know yet. And Liesl. Yeah, I know. It was a little sad. Spencer will be so heartbroken. She was the best gal that Nicholas dated, that he got to know. It was so true. I actually liked it when Nicholas and Britt were together. I really did, way back when, as dysfunctional as they were. But anyway, that's it for Comic Corner. Comic Corner, we will see what Friday has to bring for the next daily recap of General Hospital.